many reasons that you should be trying to figure out what a detox scalp treatment is and how it can benefit your hair. Strands, my lily pops, you know the vibes. Pop off. And on my channel, I share inexpensive DIYs to care for natural hair, caring not only meaning growing in terms of length, but overall maintaining the health of hair. And today we're getting into scalp detox. This is something that you may not have heard of, and honestly don't feel bad about it, because until about 2.5 years ago, I had never heard of a scalp detox in my life. So I actually had my first scalp detox treatment about 2 years ago, although I had heard about it a few months prior to that, and it was at a great natural hair salon in New York while I was going to school there. And they had this service that they actually charged like $25 or $30 for, and it was called a detox treatment. And I was always trying to figure out, okay, exactly what is that, until I was just like, you know what, let me get the treatment. And in this process, the stylist would go through and part your hair. Typically people got it after coming out of protective styles or complaining of dandruff and product buildup on their hair that they could not seem to get away from. And they lifted up the dandruff off of my scalp and then applied this salon-made treatment to my hair that honestly, I just knew that it had peppermint in it and it smells so great. And the stylist explained to me that detoxes are extremely beneficial for growing our hair because it removes dead skin cells from our hair. And so I know you've probably heard of like clarifying, and now I'm telling you about detox, so you're probably thinking to yourself, what is the difference? Clarifying is something that people more frequently put into their routine. A lot of naturals elect to use a clarifying shampoo once a month. Because I use more of a gentle clarifier that I make at home, I clarify as needed because I'm not personally walking around with buildup on my hair strands or an itchy scalp that has dandruff, and for the sake of just saying I only clarify once a month, just doing that. I do it as needed, and it has worked well for my hair regimen. So clarifying, it goes in and it removes the buildup off of your scalp, and that works great. But sometimes there's an extra step that is needed dependent on how you've been manipulating your hair or the things that you're really dealing with on your scalp. For some people, it doesn't matter how often they clarify. Dandruff subsiding is something that has been very hard for them to achieve. And while I always promote that the health of hair is the priority, I definitely understand that when it comes down to aesthetics, so when it comes down to the look of something, we all want to be comfortable in our skin and how we're walking around. So imagine if you have the healthiest hair, but a dry scalp is something that you have really been dealing with, and it discourages you from wearing styles that are parting your hair. Detoxing is a deeper treatment that you use when you know that the product buildup is not going away at all. I think this is a really big thing to emphasize for my low porosity naturals out there, because something that a lot of us struggle with is product buildup. In that scenario, product buildup as in styling creams and moisturizing and the everyday things that we put into our hair to maintain it. But imagine those people that are putting relaxers on their hair and chemical processing in the form of coloring as well. There reaches a point where there is a time to remove those toxins from your hair, because you want to make sure that your scalp is properly maintained and your hair is healthy so that it can properly grow. We're always looking to promote growth. So if that's one of the things that you're really trying to do, a detox treatment helps as well, because it removes those chemical toxins that are existent on your scalp that are laying dormant there, and although they're not doing much, behind the scenes they really are, because they're stunting the growth. So now, the moment we've been waiting for, let's get into how I make my all-natural detox treatment at home. So I did this off camera, but what you see blended down in this jar is a bit of aloe vera gel. I blended it down and then I already strained it to make sure that none of the fuller gel particles are getting through and that it's a smooth pull. I'm saying just a bit of aloe vera because the amount of aloe vera gel that you use is dependent on the amount of this treatment that you would like to make. Then you're going on to grabbing a lemon and you're taking 1/2 of that lemon. Just in case you don't know, lemon is extremely rich in vitamin C, which does a great job of boosting collagen production, which is great for hair growth. Lemon also has antifungal properties that are great for cleansing. Hence, lemon is something that is used in a lot of our disinfectant products that you may use in your household to clean different surfaces and things of that nature. And it is not exempt from being able to be used in hair products as well. Lemon, because of its antibacterial properties, is great for unplugging our hair pores. So those little specks on our scalps, it unclogs them. Again, making sure that we can actually see that hair growth and our hair is continuously growing. The next ingredient that we're going for is actually garlic. Yes, we're going for garlic. It's another thing that's really great with boosting collagen production. So I'm going to use 2 garlic cloves, and I'm actually going to put those garlic cloves into the same blending cup that I use for the aloe vera. It's no big deal. And then I'm adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil. We're using a carrier oil because I definitely want to provide the disclosure. Lemon can be a bit acidic, and so can garlic. So it's a great practice, because we're using this as a scalp treatment, to use a carrier oil to make sure that you have a barrier that does not create any type of scalp burns that may come out of using these products. I'm not using a whole bunch of lemon and a whole bunch of garlic, so that is something that is not likely, but you definitely want to have that precaution. And the reason that I'm also electing to use a carrier oil as opposed to a moisturizing oil like rosemary, tea tree, jojoba, is because those other oils actually penetrate into the scalp, and that's not what I'm looking to do here. I'm looking to have something coat my scalp, massage it in, and make sure that it can wash off, because I'm trying to remove build. I'm going to blend the olive oil and the garlic together, blend those things down, and then I'm going to strain the blended mixture. It's a bit of a paste. You won't get a lot of extraction from it. I'm going to blend that down and put it into the aloe vera gel and lemon mixture as well. And then I'm going to go in and add an additional tablespoon of olive oil, mix that baby up, and put it in an applicator bottle. So for application, I'm just going to wet my hair. I want to mist it a bit, just because, you know, you don't want to handle your hair when it's completely dry. Oh my gosh. And then you can go into parting it off so that you can apply this mixture. And again, I'm focusing on my scalp hair. I think I didn't really fully go into the benefits of aloe vera, but I've done that in so many videos. And as you can see, it's like foaming a bit on my scalp. And all of the contents that I use, you actually don't have to do like a perfect parting of your hair. I just wanted to show you guys what it will actually look like on your scalp. So I'll show you again. But the amount of the ingredients that I use actually made 2.5 ounces of the detox treatment. I have little measurements on my applicator bottle, so it's 2.5 ounces. So again, if you need more or you want more, please do that. And I also know that when talking about what they did in the salon, I let you know that they cleared the dandruff off of my scalp. In this case, I do not have dandruff on my scalp, so that is why I did not lift anything. But if you do, I suggest gently removing it with a comb. Again, you don't want to be too harsh. And then you would apply this treatment onto your hair. And I don't think I told you guys how often I detox. So my rule of thumb is 2 to 3 times a year. I really like doing like the 6-month mark, so the twice a year, because that works for me. But dependent on what your hair regimen is like, you may need to do something like this more often. Okay, so I have fully applied the scalp treatment to my hair, and I'm going to let it sit for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to wash it out and go into my shampooing and my conditioning. Please excuse this bedazzled hairpin. So yeah, oh, this is actually a little look. Yeah, and it's literally that simple. No lies, no gimmicks, no cutting corners or anything. Make the treatment. It takes like 5 to 7 minutes to make it. Apply it to your hair, allow it to sit for 30 minutes, then you fully wash the treatment out. After you fully washed it out, that's when you want to go on to following up with a moisturizing shampoo and following up with your conditioning treatment and doing what you would usually do after you wash your hair. My Lily Pops, more episodes are definitely coming for the Lily Pop All Natural Girl series. Go back and check out episode 1 and 2 if you haven't already, and enjoy this number 3 and share it with all of your friends, your family, future naturalistas, current naturalistas, born again naturalistas. My Lily, you know the vibes. Pop off.